like you do it so often now that I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing already.
Oh my god. Embarrassing is a big word, Jose.
Sorry, bro.
How are you doing, boys?
doing freaking good, man. Doing
Epic.
freaking good.
Feeling good, feeling good. Dominic Bain just got the news that he's going to Amsterdam for Breakpoint.
Oh
I'm
my
so excited.
god, man.
I'm so excited.
Who's
Ah,
going?
man.
Who's going from the put in
From
the
the
Atlas
chat,
Brew chat?
show us.
If you're going, show us. Say that you're going. I want to see who am I meeting? Von
Baby
Cracker,
on board.
BV,
Baby on board.
baby on the boat. Rudy, nice. That's nice.
BB, you need to take care of Dominic. I don't trust Santi to take care of him.
What do you mean, bro? I will take care of
Yeah,
my
I
boy.
already sent a Funcracker a message. We need this Rettungsring. I don't know. You know the things you throw in the water to save people
Yeah.
in case Dominic goes overboard. You know.
Life
Yeah,
vest.
I'm coming with my floaties, man. Don't worry. You'll see them on one on each arm.
Nice. It's always good to be careful, you know.
Yeah.
always.
Go with the floaties. Don't worry about anything else.
Yeah, that dog is me right there, bro.
They are asking
Just
what's your drink of choice.
what's Dom's drink of choice? Oh god. I don't like beer, to be honest. I know I might hurt some feelings with that one, but
Oh, you
I don't
do.
like beer.
Apple
I like
juice.
wine.
He
I
like
like wine.
Monsters drinks.
Yeah. Apple juice.
Told me you like cosmopolitans. Extra cranberry.
Manhattans.
uh,
Manhattans. I saw this
oh
guy.
yeah. So I like wine. If I do drink like an alcoholic drink, it'd probably be a Manhattan though for sure.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
that's not gonna fail you for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can get started now. Welcome everyone to the Atlas Brew number 84, and we'll be talking about what's next for Sage. As you know, we released Sage Labs, but this is only the very beginning of a set of releases that we will have. And today we'll have Michael Wagner as our guest. He's here already. How are you, Michael?
GM.
Drinking a coffee?
Making it as we speak.
Nice. And yeah, we'll be talking about what's next for Sage. And if you guys are new, the Atlas Brew is our weekly event. It it happens every week here in the Discord. Wednesdays at the same time. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's the time zone we use for Star Atlas. So it's every Wednesday at the same time. You can always just come here and join. Then we also released the new channel. I think it's a good moment to share it. I know we have it in the noteworthy news, but it's definitely a good moment to share it. We released a new channel called Star Atlas Clips, and you can go in there and subscribe because we are recording the brews and every Star Atlas event, and it's going to be uploaded in there so you don't miss any brews or anything. Also, shout out to all the different people who were recording it. Star Atlas TV also records the brews, but we felt like that kind of database was needed. So you guys can go and subscribe right now so you don't miss any Atlas Brew or other Star Atlas events that may happen. We will always be uploading everything in there. Cool. Let's get on the noteworthy news. Well, first I would like to formally introduce Dominic Bain. How are you, friend?
Yo. It's your boy Dominic here. Feeling good. Looking good. This morning, got some coffee. I ran out of my Red Bulls today, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah, sad day. It's all good though. We'll go to the store. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this topic just because I think there's a lot of people who always have questions about Sage, so um, it's just gonna be really nice to hear it from Michael on what things we're doing for Sage Labs. What are we doing for Sage in the future? Give the community some insight. So it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting conversation for sure. Jose, how are you, my friend?
Doing good, Santi. Also super excited for today's brew. It's always good to talk about the future of Star Atlas. That's my favorite topic in life, actually. So
Yeah,
I'm super excited to see what kind of alpha we can get from Michael today. Let's go.
yeah. I hope he brought all the alpha. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he's gonna have troubles after this brew internally. Why did you share that, Michael? Come on. That's
Well,
probably going to happen.
you guys have asked me to outline all of the dates or expected dates for upcoming feature releases.
Yeah, we're
Definitely not.
That's the only
Definitely
the only
not.
prohibition here, no dates.
Major request, no dates. Yeah, no, please no. But yeah, let's get into the noteworthy news. We just released a new show yesterday, hosted by Dominic Bain, called Navigating Star Atlas. And the first episode, it's about the Star Atlas vision with our CPO, Danny Floyd. You guys can catch the recording right now on YouTube. I don't know if anyone already saw it. I would like to see comments. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Should we keep doing shows like this, or I don't know. I like to see the feedback in the channel. Good episode. Please continue. Yes, was a great show. Nice, good stuff. Really great interview. Enjoyed watching it. They would like to see a show with meta gravity. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, definitely. For the people who watched it and have like teams they want to hear from, for sure. Put the teams that you want to hear from. I know there's a couple teams that I want to show next. One being the character team and the other being the vehicle team. But I definitely want to plan more. So if you want to see like meta gravity or the econ team or the blockchain team, just yeah, let us know, man. I'm glad so many of you liked it too. I was pretty nervous, but went pretty well, I'd say. A lot of room for improvements, but I'd say it was a good first start.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
crush
No,
it.
I think it was great. Definitely. For it's the first ever episode that we released, and I think everybody liked it, and it's only gonna get better. Only gonna get better.
So no, I cannot grow a beard. Sorry.
Nice. Cool. So we also, as you guys know, we have the Star Atlas team. Some of the Star Atlas team members are going to Breakpoint this 29th till the 4th, and now well the newest addition to the travel team, Dominic Bain as well. And we'll be having a couple events. We have two community meetups that you guys need to register to go. We have the first one, which is a boat ride across the Amsterdam canals, and that is going to be more close, let's say, closer with the Star Atlas community. So if you are going to Breakpoint, definitely I would say don't miss that one. If you're a Star Atlas community member, you don't want to miss the boat one. So make sure to register for that one. It has to be paid up front for the food. We'll have Indonesian food. So don't miss that one. That's gonna be really good. And then we also have right after that one, we have another one that it's drinks and bites as well. And that's more wide to the Solana ecosystem. I think we have close to 100 people already registered for that one. People from that is going to Breakpoint and from other different projects in the ecosystem as well will be attending, uh, as well as the Star Atlas community. So another one to make sure to register if you're gonna be at Breakpoint as well. And Michael, I think we also know when you are presenting. I think it's November 2nd, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's
With
right. And
the the Star Atlas presentation is gonna be happening. Is there anything that you could share about it? Don't spoil, but share anything? Any little alpha?
I mean, it kind of goes without saying we're going to be bringing the latest and greatest for the presentation. I think it's really just an overview of all of the different implementations and product lines that we have going right now. So updates on Unreal Engine 5, on Showroom, on Sage. We'll be talking a little bit more about the mobile companion app. And we have a nice segment dedicated to the build program and community developers. So we'll definitely be looking to give some shout outs to all of the innovators that are within the Star Atlas ecosystem. But I don't want to share any additional details of what exactly we're
Yeah.
talking about within those. But um, I'm pretty excited for it myself, and just really excited to be back at Breakpoint this year and get back on the main stage, prime time. So
Yeah.
should be a
Nice.
good showing.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. And yeah, there will be community shoutouts, of course, as Michael was saying. Also, we had a really good headline shared by Solana, uh, announcing Breakpoint, basically, and one of the main Breakpoint announcements that says Google Cloud, Visa, the network state, and Star Atlas. What you need to know for Breakpoint 2023. Uh, that is massive. I loved to see it.
Freaking
I think
epic.
definitely earned. Definitely earned.
I
Best
was
project and best community.
Yeah, I was glowing the whole day when I saw that. I think just being associated with big names, obviously Google and Visa, whether they're Web3 native or not, just to be on the headline with big companies like that as notable attendees and presenters for the event feels insanely good. I think you're right. It does feel warranted. It hasn't been easy to be able to establish a position like that, but I shared that article with everyone in my network. Felt really good to see that.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
super cool, right? Giving a chance to Google, Visa to be with us in the same publication.
That's right.
We like doing charity. That's our ethos.
I feel a little spicy this morning, huh?
Yeah, just
Okay.
Got
woke
him.
up and chose violence, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's really good. Good to be next to those big names. As Michael was saying, regardless of Web 2 or Web 3, those are big names, and it's good to see Star Atlas right on the same headline. So that is very, very cool. Then also moving away from Breakpoint, we'll have Core coming next week. There's a new episode dropping next week, so stay tuned for that. Um, you'll be going out on the Star Atlas Marketplace in Magic Eden, so stay tuned for that one.
I think the covers for this one are probably the best of the series so far. If I
Yeah,
had to vote, yeah, they are. They're actually insane. The covers for this one are insane.
yeah, yeah. They're looking really good, really good. And you know what else is looking really good? The Bisu solos on UE5.
Bro,
That was a
I
good
was scared.
transition, man.
I was scared. I waited because I was scared, but yeah, you are right.
Why would you be scared? I'm talking about the Bisu solos. I'm
Awesome. No,
talking about
no,
the Bisu
Visa
solos.
Solos for sure, for sure.
Yeah, definitely go to sneak peeks. Check out the Visa Solos, dude. Visa Solos looks good. I was waiting to put this in sneak peeks and tweet about it until I bought it, and I definitely I got a couple, so it's looking really good.
You can't go wrong with Visas and Oysters, right?
I
Um,
mean, it's an unfortunate consequence that the Visas is tied with Oosters, but at least it's a cool ship.
yeah, but it's good to see so many different ships actually reaching final in-game model. We had the Tenirak, I think it was last week or the week before, and now the Visus Solos. So you guys can see in real time how much progress is actually being made in the UE5 side of things. So yeah, looking good, looking really, really good. Uh, cool. I don't think I have anything else on the noteworthy news side of things. Just Dom, as always, just in case did I miss anything.
I think you hit all the beats, man.
Yep.
Actually, I think I did miss something now that I remember. We have a code for this brew for Never Alone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah, so you guys can go and claim your Never Alone XP. What is the code, Jose?
The code is the name of the motherland of all oysters, planet Ioki. I'm writing the chat right now.
Yoki.
Ioki.
Yeah, so you guys can go to our Never Alone board and claim your XP. Let me see if we can grab the. Can we grab the link really quick, Dom, for the Never Alone board? I'm
yeah. Let me
putting you on
find
the
it.
spot. Putting you on the
Yeah,
spot, bro.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
find
yeah,
it.
yeah.
This
That's
is
what
what
I
it is.
do. That's what we do.
I mean, we've
That's
already
what I do.
said this before, right? Like, if we're not feeling uncomfortable at some part of the brew, are we even having a brew? You know?
Oh, Saga
It's
shared
true.
it.
Oh, you got it. Okay,
Saga,
cool.
yeah. Koror Saga shared it. So thank you, my friend. That's the Neralone board. And you go claim the XP using the word Yoki. Cool. I think now we can move to the main topic. So we are talking today about what's next for Star Atlas Golden Era. And we kind of covered this already with Chip and also Giuliano on what is next, and we got a little bit into details, but it's always good to get another perspective from Michael Wagner. So thank you for joining today, Michael. We have a couple questions prepared for you, but we, as always.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing right now as we speak, so I think it's the result has been a surprisingly high amount of fun, especially given the underlying context that this was. Um, it was a developer tool, internal tool that we quickly retrofitted and pivoted to turn into a releasable product. But the impact on both the company and the community, I think, has been uh, relatively strong. Just speaking from the company perspective, we've seen average revenues, or rather revenues over the last 4 weeks or so, at about 2 to 3x what we had been generating in the trailing period. So over the duration of this year, if we look at how much revenue we generated on average through NFT sales on any given month, we're about 2 to 3x that right now, um, which I can't attribute entirely to Sage Labs. I think Sage Labs was certainly a driver, but as you know, we launched StarPath alongside Sage Labs as well. We're seeing a lot of the transaction volume go through StarPath itself. For anyone that is tuning in that's new or just hasn't heard of it, StarPath is our Web3 affiliate or referral system. We partnered with BuddyLink. These are the Laddercaster or Ladder Labs team, and so we have full on-chain referral and affiliate system that pays out 25% plus provides a 10% discount to anybody that you're referring when they're purchasing from the primary market. So just a quick shill of StarPath there, but NFT revenues have performed well over the last month. We've also seen probably 3x marketplace transaction volume. This translates again to a recurring revenue stream for us in the form of royalty fees. We're seeing pretty healthy markets across the board for all of the commodities, the resources, the components, the compound materials that are in labs. Um, and yeah, I mean, those are kind of the key drivers on the revenue side, but it I'm feeling a lot more comfortable about where we're at and the momentum that we've created, and the fact that these revenues appear to be more sustainable. We didn't get any, say, windfall event from this, which um, I think would have been beneficial, but just the fact that we're seeing relatively high transaction volume both in the secondary marketplace and primary marketplace following this release again is promising. So with respect to that secondary marketplace, I know this is kind of a pet peeve of mine of sorts, but the idea that all of the assets are 80% discount or more. One of the metrics that I've been tracking to kind of assess that is this quantity of inventory that's available on the market below origination price, and we track that through kind of three different metrics. One just being anything that's even $1 below origination price at greater than 80%, or rather more than 20% discounted from origination, and then more than 50% discounted from origination. And what we've identified is that the amount of available liquidity in the secondary market has been diminishing through time. It's easy for us to take a snapshot and say we see something like $450,000 in total inventory that's on market below 80% of VWAP or origination, and of course that is just a snapshot at that period. But more importantly, what I've been following is the trend, and we've seen a decline in the available inventory on the secondary marketplace, which is, I would say, a win for us as a company, because to the extent that there's the concept of quote unquote discounted ships, as long as that's floating around, there's a motivation to purchase those existing assets that are cheaper than new assets. So as that inventory gets absorbed, we're able to generate greater revenues off of primary market sales, because those are the ships that are most competitive on the market. So real positive for us, real positive for the community too, because hey, you all own these assets, and even if you have a long-term mentality and long-term thinking, it's always painful when you see the value of something that you possess go down. So to the extent that we see this rising of the floor across all Star Atlas assets, I think it's a real win for sentiment within the community, and a real win for your sense of wealth and net worth as well. So otherwise though, and I know I've been rambling on here, but otherwise I think I haven't been able to spend as much time in the community because we have been heads down building and also preparing for Breakpoint. But most of the feedback I see is largely positive. I think there's a broad understanding of where we're at in development, what stage of development we're in, and we were still able to successfully roll something out that keeps people's attention. The amount of jokes that I've seen around people being addicted to labs is impressive. I myself, I try to play a little bit every day, and I think that's a good litmus test for whether or not we have a good product. I'm actually having fun engaging in it, but I've just seen a lot less criticism in the community, and a lot more positivity, and overall it's going to be incredibly beneficial as we start to attract new people. The guys here on the community team have filled me in that we've seen a lot of old faces returning that haven't been active in Discord in a while. I also know, and Dom or Santi, maybe you guys can actually share one of the metrics, but the Discord activity and chat activity engagement is at or near all-time highs, and that's through all market cycles. So again, really positive. But yeah, overall, I think it's been a big win.
Yeah, also it's also the momentum overall, not only in the community but in the ecosystem as a whole. I think what we were talking before about the headlines and all that, like there were a couple tweets that went viral of Star Atlas having more transactions than Ethereum and Polygon, and that also helps to put the product out there, of course. And well, like just going into Breakpoint with this momentum feels really good as well. It feels really
Yeah,
good.
and for the Discord stat you were talking about, so we had the most messages sent in a single day in this Discord server. I think it was like the 23rd or 24th, one of those days, and it was the most messages sent in a single day since February of last year. Not this year, last year. So It's been pretty good. Everything has been pretty good. A lot of community members, like he was saying, have been coming back. We've seen a lot of fresh faces. It's been great. The Sage Labs kind of reactivation of people has been awesome, and it's been great to see a lot of the people who haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, man. I wonder how many people are actually listening to this and playing laughs at the same time. I'm really curious about
Probably
that.
everyone.
Everyone is saying me in the chat. I love that. I love that. That's a privilege. Not a lot of projects can say that. Uh, but yeah, I think we can move to the next one. We kind of covered this one, but how do you think Labs is doing right now, Michael?
Yeah, again, I think it's performing strong. Uh, there's a couple of perspectives here. One just on usage, so daily active users. We've largely plateaued there, but we are seeing between 1,300 and 1,500 daily active users in labs, which is a great success in the current market environment, especially and with an early stage product. So I would like to see those numbers higher. But with that said, we have continuously increased the number of unique wallets that have connected to the platform. So I think just yesterday we exceeded 9,000 unique wallets that have connected at least once to Sage Labs. Um, I think one of the things that is most impressive to me, and big credit to Chris and Gareth on the econ team, as well as Chip, Giuliano, and the game design guys for their collaboration on this. But the functionality of the economy right now, especially trying to stitch together the various transitions from uh, from where we were at with score and then EV, and even though we had a little bit of a lag between the release of labs and the deprecation of escape velocity, seeing us make a transition, and this is all identifiable data viz and charting, but we can see that there's um, a significant balance between production and consumption within the economy right now. Chris, of course, is kind of deep in the weeds on that and fine tuning as we speak. But this is the nature of an alpha release. I guess one of the things that I would emphasize from my perspective was going into this. I did want the potential for player earnings to uh, be more significant than later. I guess the way I'll outline this is. If we had two options, two paths we could take, with one being let's be overly conservative at the start to make sure we don't overinflate the economy, the result of that would be that we could loosen up the economic policy through time, and we could ensure that greater awards and satisfaction comes from the game, and earnings potential comes from the game in the future because we were conservative at the start. The downside with that approach is that all of the earliest adopters, the earliest play testers, the people that are engaged right now effectively get penalized for being early. And so the one mandate that I shared with Chris is that if we're going to get it wrong in one direction, then I would prefer for the best economic incentives to be present at the start, at the launch, where the people who are with us now are the ones that will benefit the most from that. And it is likely that, in that scenario, we have to tighten up the economy over time because, as everyone knows, our objective here is to create a sustainable ecosystem, not one driven by high yield and high earnings that won't last. That's a tactic and a strategy that was employed a lot in the 2021 cycle of GameFi or Web3 games or play to earn, um, without having the sufficient utility for that earnings mechanism, whether it was currency or NFTs or something else. And so, um, quite quite satisfied with where we landed with the economy, and I think it's what's promising is there wasn't a complete failure and a complete implosion. Everything's still working quite well now, and we know that the next features that are in the pipeline and the next releases that are in the pipeline are going to help fortify that value and the psychology that we've been able to create today. So really happy with the economic performance. And overall, I mean, like I said, the game itself is pretty fun for what it is as a browser-based kind of table, text, and Excel spreadsheet style gameplay. Generally, I think people are having quite a lot of fun in that, and I just know that where we're at now with the foundation that we've laid, we have great prospects in the future for this product line just because we've seen the success at this early stage. So in business terms, it's identifying that product market fit. I feel like we've had product market fit largely since inception, just people that are aligned with the vision behind the project, but now we're seeing it firsthand with real usage, with a real proof of concept of what we want to deliver in this real-time strategy gameplay loop. So I'll pause there, but yeah, extremely excited about where we're at now and where we're going in the future.
Great answer, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all the details.
Michael, let's move on a little to the future now. Is there anything next for Sage Labs, or are we moving on to the 3D world from here?
Well, so from my perspective, we've already put more energy and resources into labs than we realistically should be. I think everybody knows we're continuing to patch and update and hotfix various issues that are present in labs. That part is necessary. I do want us to we're learning from and improving all of our systems across the board as a result of this early gameplay feedback and identification of bugs. So where my head is at is to the extent these bugs are impactful for future releases or future gameplay, then I'm fully on board with committing the resources to repairing that because we'll see the long-term benefits of it. Where we've placed a halt is on new feature development specifically for labs and different gameplay loops and different gameplay mechanics. You can think about Starbase construction and combat systems. Those are two high priorities on our list to get those features out. But rather than develop those specifically for labs, we're looking at developing those for use in Sage for the WebGL 3D version of Sage. So maintenance is ongoing, improvements and fixes are ongoing, new feature development is all directed at Sage, and that's where a large portion of our team has transitioned now off of the labs development and into finishing up the next possible feature release for Sage. So I can kind of get into some of that unless I don't want to get out of order on you guys here. So I can kind of get into what our options are with Sage, or happy to answer a different question if something else is priority.
No, for sure. I just want to make a comment real quick that I cannot wait because it sounds like 3D is kind of next on the list of things to do for Sage, and I can't wait for 3D. I think it becomes a lot more playable for the masses. I think it's gonna be a big hit. It becomes a lot more playable. It becomes a lot more marketable. It becomes just everything. I think everyone's really looking forward to 3D, myself included. So. I can't wait. I seriously cannot wait for that, especially combat. It's going to be incredible. Anyways, I do have the next question for you. So 3D is next. So what's going to be part of that next 3D iterative release, Starbased?
Yeah, let me. So once we rolled out labs, we held another all hands internal team call to discuss options that were ahead of us and prioritize development, and also think about timelines behind development. And so with Sage specifically, we had a couple of routes we could take. The first route and where we're focused right now is looking at feature parity with labs. So essentially the exact same gameplay loops that you're engaged in labs right now, extraction, crafting, logistics, with loot redemption, and delivering that in play canvas. So in a 3D environment, it's looking really good. And I know we get a lot of requests for you guys to share images or content from that development, but it is something that I personally want to, and I think Danny wants to hold back the reveal on it. A big part of a game release is really that final reveal, and We've walked the line on this, on sharing information as much as we can with the community, with the public, because we do want to be able to demonstrate execution and progress on development. But at the same time, I think I've made the analogy in the past, but it's kind of like opening up that Christmas gift. If you know what's inside, it's not as exciting. And so, nevertheless, Sage is looking really good. The priority right now is on feature parity, and then depending on the progress and timing of finalizing feature parity with labs, we're looking at XP and LP systems, so character progression. We're looking at that star-based construction gameplay loop, and we're also looking at combat systems coming online.
Nice.
Maybe,
And a question.
maybe I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just take a quick moment here to also mention that part of the team that transitioned off of labs, so Eves in particular, that's Xenor in the community. He's been pretty active with everyone, but he pivoted over to making some enhancements to mobile optimization. We're not calling labs a mobile product, but he did some fine tuning there just to make all of the fields visible and buttons visible, so it's a little more friendly for anybody on a mobile device. And then we also work back up on the DAC platform, which I know is it's a fan favorite. It's a highly requested feature, and we already had significant progress on that before the pivot over to labs, where it was just all hands labs. And so we've taken a few people back over to that team to refine and finish that product. And the initial release is going to be your guild registration on chain, and then the ability to promote or market your guild, what activities your guild or DAC engages in, and so recruiting features, but promoting, recruiting, and registration. Those are the key features that are currently in development.
Very cool. Very cool. This is a question that we get often. Will labs be discontinued with the release of Starbased, or how will that work? Will it be possible for labs to continue even after
Yeah,
all
I mean
the releases are out?
it's a difficult one for me to answer. Again, from one perspective, we have this product, this proof of concept that's working, that's functional, that is available on mobile to some extent, and I think it turned out to be a pretty phenomenal product. And I would hate to say scrap the effort that we put into getting labs shipped out. Now, with that said, a lot of the underpinnings of labs are, it's the same foundational tech stack that is being used in Sage, and it's the same tech stack that by and large will be integrated into the showroom product as well as the mobile product. If not all of the core gameplay systems, at a minimum, all of the economic elements are aggregated through the different implementations that we have out there. So with that said, whether or not we keep labs online is still a topic of debate. We may not, but once we get Sage out, it's more likely than not right now that we do deprecate labs, simply because every product interface that we have out on the market will require a certain level of support. And if our motivation right now, which it is, and our ambition is to build towards the future and what's next, and what are the products that have a longer life cycle, we need to focus on things like Sage, where it's 3D in browser, and work on different mobile mechanics like the fitness app and other ideas that we have specifically for mobile. So it's really building towards the future without weighing ourselves down or anchoring ourselves to a product that we've released as proof of concept, because we'll see presumably better traction and success off of those future products.
Yeah, and also another thing is that if the community really like the UI like that, which is not 3D, or they prefer engaging with the UI more similar to that, they could do that, right? They could put that together using the open platform.
I assume people are already building their own interfaces as we speak. And I think that's another notable success of Sage, is that we were able to ship that build repository with the IDLs, the APIs, and the documentation on accessing our on-chain gaming logic. So there's different gameplay loops that we rolled out via Solana programs. I don't know where the numbers are at right now, but the one that sticks out in my head, and I don't know if it was you guys that shared with me or Chris, but I think we saw over 2,000 downloads of or clones of the profile repository in the first day, which is just mind blowing. So I haven't gotten an update on what the latest interactions, forks, pull requests are from all of those repositories, but this is really the future that we're building, are these composable game systems. And so outside of the success of labs itself, seeing the interest in co-development and ancillary development within our ecosystem is, to me, one of the most promising outcomes of this launch.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's also, if you guys are developers and you would like to learn how to use it and just get into it, we have a community developers channel that I just linked in the Atlas Brew chat. And you can go in there, and our team is actually really active replying to all the questions that you guys have and guiding people through what is needed to keep moving on the development side of things using the everything that we released. So make sure to go check that channel out if you're a developer. Definitely, you will be missing out if you don't. But yeah, I think we have a couple more questions. I don't know, Jose, if you want to take the next one.
Yeah. I want to move past Starbase, Michael. What kind of features do you expect? Like, what's the future of Sage after Starbase?
Well, let me maybe take it back a little bit, because before we even get too far ahead of ourselves on what's coming after Starbase, where a major emphasis is across the company on all environments, so this is Showroom and Sage, as well as on the mobile fitness app, is a sense of progression. So having the profile system fully online, manageable as a Star Atlas account, and being able to earn XP, be able to earn LP, activate the Atlas emission curve in Sage as well as in Showroom, but having your character level up for activity that you're engaged in the game. This is one of the major focus areas that we have right now, simply because that sense of progression, that is the reward mechanism for most every game, and especially on MMOs. It's the idea that I'm going to put a bunch of hours into this game grinding, and I'm going to get to the highest level as quickly as possible, because then I get access to end game content. And even though we don't have end game content for obvious reasons developed right now, building towards that and benefiting from your stage of adoption, which is very early access to the game, you want to be able to have long-term benefits, and that's not just financial incentives through Atlas emissions or other economic gameplay loops. It's, if I'm leveling my character up, those are bragging rights, right? So that's a big focus for where we are right now. As you know, Starbase centers on, again, so Starbase as it was laid out originally is effectively what Sage Labs is today, which is why we're focused on feature parity right now, so that we can get that product out with hopefully a friendlier user experience, user journey, and interface to interact with. From there, though, there's a big desire on the team to get combat systems online for a number of reasons. Not only is combat entertaining and fun and opens up a world of different styles of gameplay, in many ways it benefits the economy, and it also, and I'm hesitating to say this, but in a way it does combat certain levels of automation that are taking place in the game systems today. So botting activity. Now, I am just going to go on record and say I'm actually encouraged by the development that we've seen around tooling that creates automation for players. I'm especially encouraged by the fact that people are opening access to these programs. what I care most about is not whether or not a specific mechanic was automated, but does that create a disproportionate advantage for some user or some group over everyone else? Do we have asymmetry in the game balance as a result of exclusive access to certain automation tools? And so to the extent that we can create a level playing field for everyone by having open access to this tooling, then it's no longer a strict competitive advantage. And in many ways, that actually informs game design going into the future as well. Because if we see a lot of people utilizing one of these automation tools because it's a process that maybe isn't actually fun, it's not really something that people want to do, but they're interested in other elements of the game, then that's the type of system that we can focus on integrating directly into the gameplay so that you guys have access to the features that make your gameplay fun. At the end of the day, that's what's most important. So, so there is still a question, kind of tying this all together with respect to character progression and starbase construction and crafting and the implications of earning LP, XP, DAC collaboration, and otherwise faction-wide collaboration for the construction of starbases, which are, call it, less risky than opening up combat systems. But combat systems also provide a number of advantages and benefits in some of the things that I outlined, combating aggressive automation activities, as well as opening up that gameplay loop.
Thank you, Ben. Great answer again. Great answer again. I hope now you can get that sip of water that you always need after those answers. I just wanted to point out somebody shared an image. I think it was Ray. Ray, if you can share that image again in the Atlas Brew chat of how maybe someone should give an automation for the oosters or something, because my God, look at that difference in crafting, in mining. Sorry, look at that difference in mining. What are the oosters even doing? Michael, I don't know if you're a ooster, but
I mean,
somebody from Ooster,
let's just take a minute, right? Let's just take a minute to make fun of them, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah, that's what we do.
Ah, man,
let's just take a minute to point
your
and laugh
your
at
your luck
Jose,
is
right?
that you
Jose,
are
what is
lucky that
your
we
answer
are
to this?
higher on the path of enlightenment than you, Santiago. That's your luck, bro.
I'm just
We
saying, man.
don't fall for this kind of bait, bro. You
I'm
see,
just
when the cross faction combat and other gameplay starts, you see how stronger the Ulsters are than all the other factions in the game.
all I'm saying, Jose, is I'm married to the data, and the data isn't looking good. It's not looking good.
Bro, the data don't shows the plots that goes in the backstage of Star Atlas. That's all I have to say.
No way.
Well,
No
the
way. You
only
guys have
just sorry to interrupt, but we love oosters, and we're open to talk. There's a Omni Consortium and the maybe OCG Thor Nexus. You know, there's always opportunities amidst. So yeah, just shouting that out.
Uh, I
Oh,
will say
interesting.
I do not agree with Ray. I am not open to talk. I do not care about you, and I hope you continue to fail.
Wow.
Those are two different
All
points
right,
of views from Onis.
just talking.
But yeah, we have a last question from our end for Michael, which is more like high level type of question. I love to ask these ones. So Michael, what is the goal, the end goal or objective of the browser-based products that we are releasing? What is the
World
end
domination.
goal? World domination?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, the end goal is, and this is a point that we've also been emphasizing more recently, which is that these are, don't think of the various entry points or environments as separate games. We're not building three different games. We're not building an Unreal Engine immersive MMO separate from a browser RTS, separate from a mobile fitness and companion app, where these are all unified and synchronized through this foundational backend tech stack, which is the Solana network. So every single one of the products that you're interfacing with is just a different way to experience the Star Atlas universe. And that's demonstrated through the interoperability of all of the on-chain assets today. And we've alluded to the fact that the resources and materials that you're collecting or crafting in labs right now are not only future compatible with the next releases in the browser product, but these are the same materials that are going to be utilized in Unreal Engine gameplay and probably to some extent in the mobile app if you're crafting a stim that your crew member will benefit from but through enhanced XP or something in the mobile app. It's all unified through this blockchain data and asset layer. Ultimately, the idea for the browser game was one, to develop something that we could ship more rapidly. Now, for various reasons and complexities and the degree of on-chain logic that we've built here, it's certainly taken longer than it would take for a traditional web-based game to be released. But we're seeing enormous benefits through that on-chain innovation. So one was to get it out quicker than it will take us to develop the full vision of the AAA MMO implementation. But two, it's also just widening accessibility to people all over the world. Not everyone is going to be able to engage in Star Atlas in Unreal Engine. It's a compute intensive environment. So if we, from the economic lens, have an objective of making this game and this product and this economy as accessible to as many people around the world as possible, well, we need different ways for people to experience that and different ways for people to engage in Star Atlas. And again, that's largely why we've categorized these three different core product lines in this synchronized universe. Well, we have the AAA game client that is going to be very attractive to the mainstream gaming audience, especially when we get those complete gameplay loops coming soon, TM. So competitive combat racing with dedicated server support, multiplayer competitions, tournaments, ship progression, ship mastery, and character progression. As we get all of those built, that's going to be attractive to one demographic, which is probably primarily the AAA gamer audience. The browser-based game and the mobile app are just different ways for different people with different devices to be able to access the same universe and access the same benefits of participating in a production and consumer-based play-to-earn economy. So that's where it's all going. Obviously, the gameplay mechanics in Sage are slightly different, but as it is more real-time strategy. But where the magic all happens is, and this is really Danny's wheelhouse, but it's structuring gameplay mechanics and technology so that you can effectively engage in the same types of activities, whether that's fleet command, fleet management in Sage, or doing the same, executing the same gameplay mechanics in Unreal Engine, which is either individual ship management, kind of first person style, or managing an entire fleet of assets as well, and having some level of AI and automation built in natively to the game so that you can actually swap between the fleet command style of gameplay and first person individual ship management and flight.
It's such a beautiful and unique system. Like, just thinking of when we do have, for example, the mobile companion app. You go in there, you train a crew member, then you take that crew member into Sage Labs. You get some, or Sage, and you get some resources, and then you do something in there, and then you bring that into the UE5 game. Everything is just so interconnected, and it's so unique. I've never seen anything like it. I'm really looking forward to actually participating in something like that. But also, like you said, like with these three different kind of ways to experience Star Atlas, it opens up avenues for people who wouldn't otherwise be able to play the UE5 game because it is, like you said, it's more intensive on the computer. So they could just do something with the mobile app, or they can do something in Sage. And at that point, you could probably do something with Sage in mobile. So Yeah. I think that it's just such a beautiful system. It's such a beautiful system. Not only does it give people a way to experience Star Atlas in such a different way than we've seen games do in the past. It also, like we just talked about, gives those other people a chance to participate in the economy when they otherwise wouldn't be able to. So cool.
Yeah, and it really is worth emphasizing that point again with an example, which is kind of what you said, right? It's even if you can only access Star Atlas on a mobile device, you can still participate or well, soon in the mobile fitness version, which has potential to expand out to AR activations and real world events, and different loops that we can introduce there. But also the mobile app is really a mobile platform, and where we're at with the initial conception of the companion app is just one step towards what will be a further enhanced line and platform in the future. We will add more features beyond mobile fitness to the mobile companion app. So now anybody can engage in that and get access to the economy via character progression, which, as you said, has applicability in ship configuration in both labs, in Sage and in the MMO. But the one example I've been citing that I'm really excited about, because Danny's emphasis has been on getting some level of UGC introduced to the Unreal Engine client, primarily in the form of skin creation or skin crafting, is that all of the same resources that you're pulling from in Sage today are going to be necessary input materials for skin creation. And so now we open up another world of and another demographic, which is I'm not necessarily a player of the game, but I'm an artist and a creator, and I love the characters that are in, or the ships that are in Star Atlas, and I can create some really cool skins. Now, for that individual, if they're not out using assets to produce the resources that are inputs for that crafting recipe, they have to buy those from someone. But what they know is if I make the capital investment in buying these resources and I create a great skin and I mint this skin and I turn around and sell that to other players, that's my business model. And so it really is getting outside of strictly the mentality of which gamers are we targeting, and it expands into which developers, which innovators, which creators, which artists, as well as gamers, are we able to attract to this ecosystem because of the way that all of the different assets are, they intersect with one another. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so
just
happy you talked about the
It's
skin system, dude. The skin system is so cool. I'm also just gonna take this time to shill the navigating Star Atlas episode that we just released yesterday, because Danny talks about the skin system a little bit in that episode. If anyone is interested in that, and then my other sneak peek that I want to give is we have a sneak peek coming for showing off that customization with our character art director, and I'm really looking forward to it, and you guys should be too, because it's really cool. Anyways, yeah,
yeah,
enough shilling
that
for
is
me.
looking really good. But going back on the conversation as well, I love the comment that Grist posted. Like the level of UGC that we will see at Star Atlas and that we're already seeing, like on how you can interact with the ecosystem, is something that has never been done before.
yeah.
Has never been done before. So just really looking forward to seeing like just the ecosystem overall evolve. It's such a fun thing to see in real time, you know. It's beautiful.
Guys, I do have to jump in here. I'm actually scheduled for a podcast right now, so this has been a great discussion. Really appreciate the invite onto the onto the brew. Always great spending some time with you guys and the community. I have to jump, but have a great rest of your week, and thanks everyone.
Thank you for
Thank
joining,
you, man.
Swag. W's for
What the
Swag.
podcast, Michael, so we can watch?
It's a recording with
Oh,
the L Bank show.
oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
Nice.
Good luck. Have fun. Be safe.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Talk
Enjoy.
soon.
Ciao, man.
Cool. I think that was a fun discussion. I don't know any takeaways, anything that you guys would like to share? Anyone from the community? As always, this is open mic. So if anyone wants to share anything,
I take
this is the
away. I mean,
moment.
while we're waiting, is it's just such a unique experience. It always blows my mind thinking and talking about how uh, it's not really two games. It's one game, just two different products for that same game. You're experiencing the same kind of mechanics in a different way. You're you're gaining resources that are applicable in both products. Ships are usable in both products. Like every time I talk about this, I just think to myself like this is so insanely unique, and I have no idea how it's gonna turn out, but I'm super excited, and that's the only thing I could really think about.
Man,
What a
the
fun
the long-term
conversation.
vision of this is that you are there in showroom, which is in mud territory. Then the politics of Galia changes. All the Onis in the space station are sent home, banished from mud territory. A war breaks out. You see people raiding showroom, and you are trying to protect them as mud. Bro, it's going to be super wild seeing how the different environments influence one another. It's going to be crazy. You guys have no idea.
For real, for real. I also want to shill the next brew. The next brew will be community updates. So make sure to mark us interested in the event that I shared in the Atlas Brew chat. Go now and mark us interested so you don't miss it. And also, if you're building anything and you want to share with the community, that's the perfect place to do that at the next brew. So make sure to DM us, me or Dom, and we will save you a slot for speaking in the next brew. I think we have already 2 or 3 different projects reach out. So if you have been cooking anything for the Stradless community, please make sure to message us and come to the brew and share it.
Yeah, we want people to create and use the Star Atlas IP um, to grow this metaverse, you know, guys. We are all part of this shared dream that's Star Atlas, and we are giving you guys the tools, and we'll continue to provide them so you guys can grow your business, grow your ideas, grow your concepts, and it's only going to get bigger and more intense. So yeah, get building, help us build this whole universe together. It's going to be super fun. Make sure to join us in all the ways that you possibly can.
Absolutely. We love to support the Stradless community builders all the time, anytime we can. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else for this brew, guys. Uh, is there anything we should cover before we break?
No, I think we covered it. It was a good conversation.
Yep, super
That
cool.
is awesome. Remember that there's a Neuralone code, Yoki. You can go and claim that now
And
at
it's
our
capital I,
Siri.
not an L. I've
Yeah,
seen
it's a
a
capital
couple
I,
people.
Oh
capital
man,
I.
that was my trap. You didn't need to tell them.
Yeah, and also we have the meetups for Breakpoint, so make sure to register for those if you're going to Breakpoint. And you can find those links in the Breakpoint 2023 channel if you scroll down in the Discord server. I see also about the marketplace. We are aware of the issues with Starcom, and the team is working on fixing that. So it should be fixed really soon. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Remember to join us next Wednesday at the same time as always, and see you there. This was the Atlas Brew number 84. Thank you for joining, guys. See you in the next one.
Thank you, everyone. See ya.
Ow!
Ciao, ciao.